I'm going to be excited for Dispatch. I'm going to be excited for AdHoc. AdHoc seems like it's a studio that's really going to be starting off on a great note. Dispatch has been a very popular game so far. The demo was a 5-star. I believe it's like almost a max rating. It's one of the most popular demos out there right now, and I love the demo, and I can't wait to play the full game next month. So if Telltale doesn't give me what I want and they don't do anything, I can live with AdHoc now, and I'll move on to AdHoc. And Telltale, y'all can you know, just continue to be quiet, and more people will just leave. So
4 to 6 weeks later.
He's done miracles on me. He's done miracles on me. He's done miracles on me.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and I'm back for another video discussing Dispatch. Well guys, you haven't heard my voice in a while. We had a little hiatus with Dispatch and everything, and man, I can't tell y'all how proud I am to be a fan of these type of games, because it's been, if you're a fan of episodic, choice-based story, Telltale related games, it's been a rough amount of years, you know, since 2018 with Telltale closing, The Walking Dead eventually getting finished up in 19, and after that, it's been really, I mean, really your choice-based narrative titles have mostly come from DomTheBomb and a couple other companies, but AdHoc, as we know, they had been founded in all the way back, was it 2019, and I discussed that years ago, and nothing had came up, and you know, they had started promoting their new title before last year's Game Awards, and even during the trailer, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't even excited, and not because of all that, but because I had heard The Wolf Among Us.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a Telltale game at this point.
Yeah, it's dope.
There you go, Dom. You won.
I won?
Cool.
Bro, how did I win? I didn't win nothing. I
The
know.
Wolf Among Us! The Wolf Among Us!
Same people that made the Wolf Among Us made this, bro.
What?
The Wolf Among Us, Dom.
Yeah. Bro, I'm telling you, you won, man.
I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for
The
watching,
Wolf Among Us
and
came.
bye-bye. We'll see you guys later. I've been debated a second time now.
Oh, is this AdHoc? No, okay. I didn't see who made it.
I like this. This is pretty cool.
Oh, no, I refuse to believe that's what he sounds
Oh my
like.
god.
We all know what's going on with Telltale and The Wolf Among Us and all that. And we'll talk about The Wolf Among Us 2. That'll be saved for another video, because as I told everybody in that beginning clip, that listen, if Dispatch and AdHoc and everything succeeds, I have something I can move on from. We can forget about Telltale. And I'm not going to say I'm forgetting about Telltale. Of course not. The pressure Telltale will be under after the release of Dispatch is going to be, especially when the Telltale CEO had said we're going to get torn to shreds if The Wolf Among Us 2 doesn't meet the expectations that we put out. Well, now after seeing Dispatch, yes, you guys' pressure goes up in 11. We'll talk about that in my next video on The Wolf Among Us 2, because there's been some more little hinting stuff. And we know the Game Awards is coming up. It's less than a month. Congratulations to Dispatch on getting nominated, by the way. Big congrats on all the success. You know, I showed in the intro of the video, 1 million plus copies sold, 97% positive reviews on Steam, almost 5 stars on PlayStation Store. Over 200,000 peak concurrent players. You realize how much more that is than other Telltale titles? It's insane. Safe to say that AdHoc has secured their future, and it's crazy the likelihood that this game had not come out. The pandemic, originally was supposed to be a TV show. You know, AdHoc had recently spoke about how Critical Role came in last minute and saved the project from potentially going under, which is why you see Critical Role promoted a lot in this game, but heck, without their deal that they had made with Critical Role, we may never have seen this game. AdHoc might have closed the studio before we even got this. So, a blessing in disguise. So guys, in this video, I'm going to be discussing the next potential season of Dispatch, a season 2. Yes, why already? Well, I always do this when these games tend to come out, about what's next, what does the future hold? And we've already gotten some hinting that a season 2 is not out of the realm of possibility. It seems very, very possible. As if it'll be their next title. Obviously not. Don't believe so. So we'll just have to wait and see. I just want to thank everyone for the support you guys have shown me during Dispatch. We've gotten so many new views, so many new subscribers, so thank you so much. But if you do enjoy this, please be sure to subscribe for more updates on AdHoc, its potential Dispatch Season 2, and what is next for them. Join over the near 30% of our subscribers in the red subscribe button, notification bell, have it set to all, and join over the 101,000 people all have notifications on for the channel. If we go for 5,000 likes on this video, greatly would appreciate it. And I'll be linking the sources down below if you're interested to see where I found out a lot of this stuff. Alright, let's get straight into it. So, what's next for AdHoc? Well, guys, a couple months ago, and there will be a video I also will make on this individual game, but AdHoc had made a post about their deal with Critical Role. So this article had said Critical Role to start development on their first video game partnership with AdHoc Studio. So Critical Role also collaborating on AdHoc's forthcoming title Dispatch, which, as you guys know, Dispatch is already out, and that's awesome. A video game set in Critical Role's playing game World of Exandria is one step closer to reality, but it will still be a few years before it sees the light of day. Critical Role is teaming up with LA-based indie game studio AdHoc Studio on multiple projects, including the official development of the D&D inspired company's first ever video game. As we know, this will be their next title after Dispatch. A Critical Role video game set in the world. I know everyone's gonna be like, oh man, come on, really? But you guys gotta look at it this way. Critical Role, I mean, I don't even care at this point. Critical Role is a major reason why we got to see Dispatch and why it succeeded. So listen, I'd be willing to wait longer for a Dispatch Season 2 just to see what AdHoc could cook up with a Critical Role type video game. But all we really know about this game is that it's set in the world of Exandria. That's really it. Not really much other than that. And then Willingham had said it's very early on the company's co-development of original video games set in Critical Role Exandria, but in general, Critical Role sees the game following the same template as the narrative gameplay in Dispatch, in which the player makes choices. So what you're seeing in Dispatch, you're going to probably see in that Critical Role video game. We're tossing our ideas, what we're thinking about in terms of scope and budget, and some of the things we must have. You're going to want to see your favorite characters. And the game will be something unique in the world of Exandria, and I think it would have to be something brand new in terms of storyline. He suggested that the video game might be set at some point between Critical Role's main campaigns. The game could feature characters from Vox Machina, Mighty Nine, and Bell's Hells. Critical Role is looking at a production timeline of a couple years instead of 5 years or more with a larger AAA game. So as you guys know, this was before Dispatch really blew up, and obviously now they have to look at the drawing board. Of course, I don't believe that Critical Role game is going to get canceled or put to the side, but definitely AdHoc is now going to have a lot of thinking to do. I mean, they're still going to get this Critical Role game out. I'm pretty certain they wouldn't cancel it or throw it away. But, I mean, they're definitely going to be doing a Season 2 of Dispatch. I would be pretty shocked. Now, let's talk about some recent comments they had made, and as well as some of the actors, about a potential Dispatch Season 2.
I hope that you and I get to do multiple seasons of this game.
Me too.
You know, I love talking about people that you want to cheer for. The team behind Dispatch are just all so great, so passionate about what they do. You know, the love and the care they put into these stories is truly blinding, and is what really resonated with me when I first got the scripts that were sent my way. I mean, it was a stack of, 8 scripts, thick scripts, right? It was a daunting thing to kind of take on when it was offered to me. But I read sort of the clip notes of it. I saw a little teaser trailer and then a beautiful scene that was already animated. And I was like, wow, this game is really different, and I love the rollout. I miss that because, it gives you the sort of the water cooler talk at the end of the week or the beginning of the week, right, of the particular episodes or that you completed. It's like when Breaking Bad came out, right. It aired Sunday nights, right? So people would get together, at work on Monday and just, talk about what they just witnessed. It's very cool. So I hope we get to go, I hope we get to do more.
Me too, man. I'm super excited.
So, I'm sure you know who that is. That is the YouTuber Moist Critical, who plays Sonar in Dispatch. So cool. I'm a big fan of his. Charlie, if you end up watching these videos, big fan. And Aaron Paul, who plays Robert Robertson, our main protagonist, basically discussing Dispatch right before the finale episodes had dropped. And he said, and I quote, "I hope that you and I get to do multiple seasons of this game. I hope we get to do more." You know, if the main voice actor / actor of this game is saying that, what do you think that's entailing? He's interested to do more. You know, most critical himself with Sonar, obviously, with his determinancies. He's interested to do more. I'm sure plenty of their cast, even though they haven't probably said anything yet, are interested to do more. If that isn't an indictment that we're going to see it eventually, I don't know what is.
Now that you've cooked on this and you've kind of laid the groundwork here, are you guys already thinking about your next project? You got something in the works or what?
Yeah. We haven't announced a project with Critical Role, a partner of ours, you know, but I also think that there's probably, we're going to have to at least think about season 2 now. Like, and nice. that was a question mark 3 weeks ago, you know? So, so that's very, it's a very cool problem to have.
So, I mean, in that interview, those are literally two ad hoc heads. Mr. Herman and writer Pierre Shorette, who are both co-founders of AdHoc, and Pierre Shorette had said, we're going to have to at least think about a season 2. That was a question mark 3 weeks ago. So that's great. It's a very cool problem to have. I mean, let's be honest. If this game didn't reach the success it did, obviously it probably would have just been a one and done. And we usually see that with games when they don't usually get the critical acclaim, where people just think, hey, that's it. But nowadays, when something sells really well and it's very popular, usually what you'll see is they do more. In this case, some people may not want more, but I mean, this world is so rich. It really does remind me of Invincible. If you guys know what that show is, I've been watching that for several years now. It's got the similar vibes to that in terms of the world. It might even be better, in my opinion. Really deserving of more content, whether we get a spin-off, another season, DLC. I don't know what they're going to end up doing, but I think it's safe to say that a season 2 is highly in consideration now because of the success of this game and, you know, all the support you guys have shown them. So Aaron Paul had also had an interview with Variety where he said, in terms of a season 2, he said, maybe not. With good storytelling, there's always room. I think it could end perfectly here, but also the door is definitely slightly ajar for sure for more. So we'll see. Again, this is before his interview with Moist Critical, so clearly this was made before the game had blown up as much as it has, so I mean, definitely, again, you could literally look at it, because I think the devs literally probably planned that this was going to be a one-and-done game, because think about how the ending was. It was a concluding set-piece final battle. You know, they could have ended off, for example, with Chase in that scene and just left it there, and then, okay, well, you have to wait till season 2 to find out what happens. But they had no idea that this game was going to be successful, so they had to say, hey, listen, it's a one-and-done. We got to make sure it ends on a good note. And look, you could look at that and be like, that's it. It ends right there. It's a happy ending, you know, whatever, depending on whatever ending you got, obviously, and that's it. But sales, money, everything changes. So now, let's talk about the story. So Dispatch really, in essence, has multiple endings, but really one major choice that is going to definitely circulate potentialities, and that is in terms of Invisigal. Now, we do know who you romance. Again, that's something major, but I don't think it's going to really change too much in the grand scheme of things. Depending, you know, obviously you could romance either Invisigal, Blonde Blazer, or be with none of them. And then you've also got Invisigal either becoming a villain or a hero, which could definitely change some things with Season 2. As we know with these Telltale-like games, I don't expect the choices to carry over too much. Now, could we actually see them actually try to actually innovate and have some choices actually make some very branching games? It's very possible, but I just really can't see that happening. Invisigal is such an important character that whether she is a villain or hero or not, I can't see them just throwing her to the side. For example, if she is a villain, maybe having her, like, they could do a Joker-type villain vigilante-type thing, like how Telltale Batman had done, but you would be telling me they had to be doing that the whole game. I don't really see that happening. So they're either going to probably have to canonize the ending or somehow connect things to where it's not too different. in terms of how the characters act. I mean, the other thing also you look at is Coop and Sonar being arrested or staying with the team, which, again, there's some, like, dialogue where he said, you know, Sonar will remember that, Coop will remember that they're sent to jail or not, so that's just a little itty-bitty difference you could have as well. I expect some new characters and a bunch of other stuff. Maybe we'll make a discussion video completely on what I would like to see in a Season 2. If you guys would like to see that, let me know. I mean, this is kind of just some initial thoughts, but mainly based on the Villain Vigilante Invisigal choice and with the Z-Team member that was cut. Really, you're going to have a clean slate of what you could do in a Season 2 if you carry on this story, or you could obviously add some new heroes in, do a spin-off, you know, but I think Robert Robertson in this story needs to continue. I think these are really good characters, and I definitely think expand. Add a new villain. Now that you know Shroud is determinate, you definitely got to have a new villain in Dispatch Season 2. You know, I've heard people say Bryan Cranston should be that villain. That would be a hell of a good choice. There's a lot of possibilities of actors they could bring in, but I think a new villain and definitely expanding the world of Dispatch. I even think bringing in some Telltale-like elements, being able to explore a bit more while keeping those Dispatch moments. Definitely you'll have a bigger budget and more money now, so you definitely should be able to expand upon this game, and I really do hope they make the episodes longer, which is, again, one of my minor complaints with the game is that, yes, some of the episodes are a bit short. Definitely want to try to up the ante with this game. So one more thing I want to show is that the last trailer for the final 2 episodes has stated this as the season finale. Not series finale, season. So if that isn't in itself also a hint of a potential Season 2, I don't know what is as well. Guys, if you're a potential fan, it seems like a Dispatch Season 2 with all these comments and stuff coming out is more and more likely to happen than what you think. Obviously, when we hear more about this, I'll definitely have a lot to discuss, but this is an initial discussion. If you do want to see some more content, a potential Season 2, let me know what you'd like to see down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, as always. And if you want to see our videos, walkthroughs, and all that, check the playlist link down below in the description for more. If we can get 5,000 likes on this video, greatly would appreciate it. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you did enjoy this. And I want to thank you all so much for watching. Peace and love, and have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.